The day I married Emma was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. We had spent over a year planning every detail of our wedding. From the floral arrangements to the playlist, everything was perfect, or so I thought. Emma and I met in college and had been inseparable since. She was smart, beautiful, and had a laugh that could light up any room. We had been through so much together, and I couldn't wait to start our lives as husband and wife. The ceremony was beautiful. As I stood at the altar, watching Emma walk down the aisle, I felt like the luckiest man alive. Her smile, her dress, the way she looked at me, everything felt like a dream. But that dream turned into a nightmare during the reception. After the first dance and the toasts, Emma pulled me aside. She said there was something important she needed to tell me. Her face was pale, and she looked like she was on the verge of tears. "What is it?" I asked, concerned. She hesitated, her hands trembling as she held mine. "There's something I need to confess. I can't start this marriage with a lie." My heart sank. This wasn't the kind of conversation I expected to have on our wedding day. "What is it, Emma?" I pressed, trying to stay calm. She took a deep breath and said, "I've been seeing someone else." Time seemed to stop. Her words echoed in my head, and for a moment, I thought I had misheard her. "What?" I managed to say, my voice barely above a whisper. "It happened months ago," she continued, tears streaming down her face. "It's over now, and it meant nothing. But I couldn't go through with this without telling you." My chest tightened. The room around us blurred as anger, betrayal, and sadness washed over me. This was supposed to be the start of our forever, and she had already broken my trust. I walked away from her, needing a moment to think. I found myself in the empty bridal suite, staring at my reflection in the mirror. How could she do this? Why tell me now, on our wedding day, when it was too late to change anything? Emma followed me, pleading for forgiveness. She said she loved me and that she made a mistake. She begged me to move past it, to focus on the life we could build together. But I couldn't. The betrayal was too fresh, too raw. I told her I needed time and space to process everything. The rest of the night was a blur. I went through the motions, smiling for photos and thanking guests, all while feeling like my world was falling apart. In the weeks that followed, I couldn't bring myself to forgive her. Every time I looked at her, I was reminded of her betrayal. I filed for an annulment, ending our marriage before it had truly begun. It was the hardest decision I've ever made, but it was the right one for me. Now, years later, I've moved on. The pain of that day has faded, and I've found someone who values honesty and loyalty as much as I do. Emma's confession shattered my world, but it also taught me the importance of trust and the strength to walk away when it's been broken.